Lovely viewers, welcome back to another exciting and heartwarming update on everyone's favorite couple, Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo. Just when fans thought their love couldn't get any sweeter, the two were recently spotted wearing matching rings again, and the internet can't stop buzzing about it. It's almost as if the universe keeps giving us more reasons to believe that their love story is not only real but also stronger than ever. The moment happened quietly, yet fans caught it in seconds, because when it comes to Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, even the smallest details never go unnoticed. It all started when Lee Min-ho attended a brand event earlier this week. As always, he looked effortlessly stylish, dressed in a perfectly tailored suit, flashing that warm smile that melts hearts every time. But it wasn't his outfit that caught everyone's attention. It was the silver ring shining softly on his left hand. Within minutes, eagle-eyed fans began comparing photos from the event to recent images of Hye Kyo at her own engagement. And guess what, lovely viewers? She was wearing the exact same ring. The matching rings weren't flashy or oversized. They were simple, elegant bands with a subtle sparkle, perfectly reflecting the couple's quiet yet powerful connection. Fans immediately began sharing side-by-side pictures online. And within hours, hashtags like #MinHyoRings, #Lee Min-ho Hye Kyo, and #LoveConfirmedAgain were trending across platforms. One fan wrote, "Every time they wear matching rings, something beautiful follows. This couple speaks love in silence," while another commented, "They don't need to say a word, those rings say it all." Lovely viewers, can you imagine how emotional fans must have felt seeing that subtle symbol of unity? For many, it wasn't just jewelry, it was a promise. A reminder that despite their fame, schedules, and endless public attention, Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo always find ways to show that their hearts are intertwined. What makes this sighting even more interesting is that it's not the first time the couple has been spotted wearing similar accessories. In fact, this marks the third time fans have caught them sporting matching rings since rumors of their relationship blossomed. Now, many are wondering if this new sighting carries deeper meaning. Could this be a symbol of a new chapter in their relationship? Are the couple hinting at something more permanent, perhaps even engagement whispers again? Though neither of them has spoken publicly about it, insiders claim that the pair have indeed been spending more time together recently, both in public and behind closed doors. And lovely viewers, as you know, whenever these two start appearing in sync, something special always seems to follow. During a recent interview, Lee Min-ho was asked about the ring on his finger. With a charming smile, he simply said, "Some things are personal, but they make me feel grounded." Fans went wild after that response, interpreting it as a subtle confirmation of his emotional attachment to Hye Kyo. Not long after, Hye Kyo herself was photographed arriving at a fashion shoot. And yes, the same ring was there, shining brightly under the lights. When reporters noticed and tried to ask, she only smiled and waved, her eyes twinkling with that familiar warmth we've come to love. Lovely viewers, doesn't that sound like the kind of romance we all dream about? The kind where love doesn't need constant declarations. It just exists, quietly and beautifully. Many fans believe these rings aren't just couple jewelry but personalized designs chosen by the pair themselves. Some speculate the rings have engraved initials inside, perhaps L and H, representing their names. Others say it's a special anniversary piece, marking another milestone in their journey together. One fan shared a touching post online that said, "These rings aren't for show, they're for each other. You can tell they're sacred to them." And truly, it's that quiet intimacy between Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo that makes fans admire them even more. They've both been through ups and downs in their personal lives, and now that they've found peace together, every gesture feels intentional and pure. What makes this moment even more intriguing is that the couple recently attended separate public events within days of each other, yet they both chose to wear their matching rings. It's as though they wanted the world to know, in their own calm and elegant way, that distance or busy schedules don't change what they share. It's their silent language of love, their unspoken connection that always finds a way to shine through. Lovely viewers, can you imagine the joy of fans across the globe when they noticed this? Social media was filled with excitement, theories, and heartwarming messages. Some fans believe the rings are a sign of an upcoming announcement, while others think it's just their way of celebrating their ongoing bond. Either way, the reaction has been nothing short of beautiful. One fan wrote, "Even if they never confirm anything, those rings are proof enough. You can't fake love that looks this natural." And speaking of natural, those who've been following the couple's journey know that Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo have always been masters of subtle affection. Whether it's the way he looks at her during events, or the way she gently holds his arm when they're spotted together, their chemistry feels so genuine, like two souls perfectly attuned to each other. The matching rings, in many ways, are just another reflection of their unbreakable connection. It's also worth noting, lovely viewers, that Lee Min-ho has been spotted twirling that ring absent-mindedly during interviews and fan meetings, which fans found incredibly endearing. Some even joked, "When he touches that ring, you can tell he's thinking of her." Meanwhile, Song Hye Kyo was seen adjusting hers during a behind-the-scenes clip, a small moment that fans interpreted as her own little gesture of fondness. Could these rings symbolize something we don't yet know? Perhaps a private commitment or a shared promise? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. They both seem genuinely happy, grounded, and at peace. Their smiles are brighter, their presence calmer, and their connection stronger than ever. Lovely viewers, if you followed Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo's story from the beginning, you'll know that every small gesture between them tells a deeper story. From their romantic dinner nights to quiet getaways and now these matching rings, every chapter feels like a step closer to something truly lasting. It's no longer just about two stars, it's about two hearts that found their way to each other and decided to stay. As one fan beautifully wrote, "Their rings may be small, but the meaning behind them is massive. It's love, it's loyalty, and it's a quiet promise that they're in this together." And truly, that sums it up perfectly. These two have shown that love doesn't always need words. Sometimes it's as simple as wearing a ring and knowing that the other person is doing the same, somewhere out there, feeling exactly the same way. So lovely viewers, as fans continue to swoon over this latest sighting, one can't help but feel that something bigger is on the horizon for Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo. Whether it's an official announcement, a new shared project, or maybe even a hint of wedding bells, we'll be here to bring you every heart-fluttering detail. In the weeks following that unforgettable dinner, those close to the couple revealed that Lee Min-ho became even more intentional in showing his affection towards Song Hye Kyo. He reportedly started taking over some of the small daily routines she used to handle, like making her morning coffee or preparing breakfast before she woke up. Imagine that, lovely viewers. One of Korea's biggest stars waking up early just to make sure his partner's day begins with warmth and a smile. It's those little gestures that show how much he truly cherishes her. Song Hye Kyo, on her part, seemed to be glowing even more than before. Friends who've seen her recently said she's been more relaxed, joyful, and playful, even on set. One of her colleagues reportedly said, "You can tell she's genuinely happy. There's a softness in her eyes again, the kind you see when someone's heart feels safe." And lovely viewers, isn't that exactly what love is supposed to be? Safe, warm, and kind, the kind that brings out your best self without ever forcing it. After their countryside escape, the couple decided to have a quiet weekend at home. No cameras, no visitors, no schedules. Just them cooking together, watching old movies, and enjoying peaceful evenings. Song Hye Kyo, ever the romantic, suggested they rewatch one of the classic dramas that made them both household names years ago. They laughed at their old hairstyles, their youthful acting, and the nostalgia of it all. Lee Min-ho reportedly teased her, saying, "You haven't aged a day," and she responded with her usual gentle humor. That's what love does, it keeps you young. Lovely viewers, can you imagine how heartwarming that moment must have been? Two legendary actors, once admired for their on-screen chemistry, now living their own real-life love story. One that's even more beautiful than any drama they've starred in. And as days went on, something even more adorable happened. According to insiders, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo decided to start a new tradition together. Every month, they plan a date night. A simple but meaningful evening where they put away their phones, stay away from social media, and just focus on each other. Sometimes it's a cozy dinner at home, sometimes it's a drive to the coast, and sometimes it's just sitting by the fireplace with music playing in the background. One of their close friends described it perfectly. They make love look effortless, but that's because they both put effort into making it feel easy. One particularly sweet story that has fans swooning involves Lee Min-ho surprising Song Hye Kyo with a handwritten note he left inside her script. It simply read, "You make every role you play unforgettable, but you'll always be my favorite story." Song Hye Kyo was reportedly so touched that she kept that note in her phone case as a daily reminder of his love. When fans heard about it, social media went wild with admiration. One comment perfectly captured the mood. "This is what real love looks like. Thoughtful, quiet, and timeless." Lovely viewers, what's even more magical is how the two continue to support each other's dreams. Song Hye Kyo recently began working on a new film project, and Lee Min-ho made sure to visit her set one evening, not as a superstar but as a supportive partner. He brought her favorite snacks, greeted the staff politely, and quietly stood behind the cameras watching her perform. Witnesses say the way he looked at her, full of admiration and pride, was enough to make everyone on set smile. One crew member even joked, "He looked like a man completely in love, and honestly, it was beautiful to see." After filming wrapped that day, Song Hye Kyo reportedly turned to him and said, "You always find a way to make me feel seen," and he smiled, replying, "That's easy, I only have eyes for you." Lovely viewers, who wouldn't melt at that? It's those little moments that keep proving their connection runs deeper than fame, deeper than the spotlight. Soon after, fans noticed something subtle but meaningful. Lee Min-ho started wearing a silver bracelet with a small charm shaped like a crescent moon, and Song Hye Kyo was spotted wearing a similar one during an interview. Though neither of them confirmed it, fans are convinced the matching bracelets are their private tokens of love. The symbolism of the moon, quiet, constant, and luminous, fits them perfectly. The internet, of course, went into a frenzy once again. Fans began using hashtags like #MinHyoForever and #TheirLoveIsArt. Many shared beautiful fan edits showing clips from their old dramas combined with new photos, celebrating how their real-life romance feels like destiny finally fulfilled. Some fans even commented, "It's like watching two stars align after years of circling the same sky." And the best part, lovely viewers, is that neither Lee Min-ho nor Song Hye Kyo seems interested in hiding their happiness anymore. While they still cherish their privacy, there's a quiet confidence in how they move through the world together. Holding hands during evening strolls, exchanging smiles during public events, and simply radiating joy whenever they're near each other. One heart-touching moment happened recently when the couple attended a private charity gala. Though it wasn't an official appearance, they were photographed sharing a laugh near the entrance. Song Hye Kyo wore a graceful off-white gown, and Lee Min-ho looked dashing in a black tuxedo. But what melted hearts was the way he gently held her hand as they navigated through the crowd. He made sure she felt comfortable, guiding her with subtle gestures, the kind that speaks of love built on respect and care. Fans who saw the photos couldn't stop commenting, "He looks at her like she's the only person in the room." Lovely viewers, it's safe to say that what started as a romantic dinner surprise has turned into a full chapter of tenderness, balance, and partnership. Song Hye Kyo's one thoughtful evening under candlelight opened a door to even more memories, more connection, and more shared dreams. It reminded them, and all of us, that love doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that echo the loudest in the heart. As of now, the couple is reportedly planning another private getaway, this time to a small island known for its breathtaking sunsets and peaceful beaches. Insiders say they want to take time off to reflect, recharge, and simply enjoy being together away from the world's noise. Lee Min-ho is said to have joked that he's bringing his camera again, ready to capture every smile and moment. Song Hye Kyo teased him, saying, "Just don't post them before I approve," making him laugh the way only she can. Lovely viewers, doesn't it warm your heart to see how naturally their love unfolds? It's pure, patient, and full of meaning, something we rarely see in the glamorous world of entertainment. It's not about perfection. It's about connection. About two people who, despite the chaos of fame, found peace in each other's presence. So as we continue watching their story bloom, let's remember the beauty of what Song Hye Kyo started that night. A romantic dinner that didn't just celebrate love but reignited it. And who knows, lovely viewers, the next surprise might be even more magical. A song, a letter, or maybe another candlelit evening that brings them closer than ever. What began as a small sparkle caught in photos has transformed into a living symbol of love that fans across the world can't stop cherishing. The whispers online have evolved into endless discussions, edits, and fan theories, each one more heartfelt than the last. And truly, it's not just about the rings anymore. It's about the deep emotion, the meaning, and the connection they represent. Every time Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo are spotted with those matching bands gleaming softly on their hands, it feels like the world collectively takes a breath, knowing they're still silently telling their story through them. Recently, a new moment set the internet ablaze yet again. During an award ceremony in Seoul, Lee Min-ho arrived in a sleek black suit, elegant, charming, and confident as ever. But eagle-eyed fans noticed something sparkling on his left hand the moment he waved at the crowd. Yes, that same ring, shining under the lights as though it wanted to tell the world its own secret. What made it even more enchanting was that Song Hye Kyo appeared at the same event later that evening, wearing a stunning silver gown. And on her finger, glinting in perfect harmony, was her matching ring. The audience didn't need any confirmation. Their hearts knew the truth. The two didn't sit together that night, but their occasional glances told 1,000 stories. Cameras captured a brief moment where Lee Min-ho smiled during a speech, his gaze drifting subtly toward Song Hye Kyo's table. The camera panned to her right after, and she was smiling too. The kind of soft, knowing smile that only two people deeply connected could share without saying a word. Fans immediately flooded social media with clips, captions like, "Their eyes speak louder than words," and "You can feel the love even from miles away," taking over every platform. Lovely viewers, doesn't that sound like something out of a love movie? The quiet connection, the subtle gestures, the unspoken communication. It's what makes their story feel so real and magical at the same time. It's the kind of love that doesn't need words to prove itself. It just exists beautifully, naturally, and powerfully. Not long after that event, another clue surfaced. A few lucky fans spotted the couple together at a cozy restaurant in Cheongdam-dong, one of Seoul's most exclusive areas. According to witnesses, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo were dressed casually, trying to keep a low profile. Yet what gave them away wasn't their faces. It was their hands, gently brushing as they talked, and of course, those matching rings glimmering under the restaurant's warm lights. They looked so peaceful, like two people completely in sync, one diner shared. You could tell they weren't trying to hide. They were just living in their moment. When pictures from that evening surfaced online, fans couldn't contain their emotions. "They're glowing together," one comment read. "Those rings are no longer a mystery. They're a love story." And truly that's how it feels. Every public sighting, every social media clue, every shared glance reinforces what so many believe. That Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo's relationship is built on something real, pure, and deeply meaningful. Lovely viewers, some even say that the matching rings have become their silent promise to each other, a way to stay connected even when they're apart. Whether they're traveling for work or attending different schedules, that ring is always there, sitting on their fingers as a constant reminder that love knows no distance. A fan beautifully described it online, saying, "Those rings are like invisible threads that tie their hearts together, no matter where they go." Isn't that such a poetic way to describe love? A few insiders even hinted that the rings were engraved on the inside, a personal message that only the two of them know. It's said to be something intimate, perhaps a date, initials, or even a quote they both hold close. If that's true, it makes their story even more moving, because it means that behind those rings lies a secret world shared only between them. And lovely viewers, their actions lately have only strengthened the idea that their bond is deep and lasting. Lee Min-ho, known for his thoughtful nature, has been more open about his admiration for someone who makes him feel grounded, as he mentioned in a recent interview. Though he didn't name anyone, fans instantly connected it to Song Hye Kyo. Meanwhile, she was recently featured in a fashion magazine where she was asked what she considers the most precious gift in life. Her answer: Time with someone who makes you feel at home. The moment that quote was published, social media erupted with love. They're describing each other, one fan commented, and truly, it's hard to argue otherwise. Another moment that had fans swooning was when both Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo attended separate brand events overseas but seemed to be subtly coordinating once again. Lee Min-ho wore a sleek navy blue suit, while Hye Kyo dazzled in a navy gown just a day later at a Paris event. Observant fans noticed the connection immediately, with one writing, "Even oceans apart, they dress like they're still side by side." And yes, their rings were still shining proudly in both appearances.